Muzzleloader mule deer hunt 1371. There's only one change, and it's just a one-day change, just to clean things up a little bit. That's in 211-212. Just instead of being September 10th, October 9th, like it was last year, September 10th, October 10th.
Okay, bring it back to the commission. Anybody have any questions on this proposal? Okay, hearing none. Public. Anybody from the public have any comments on the resident, non-resident muzzleloader? Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission. We'll have a motion.
Move for approve hunt 1371 as proposed by the department.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on resident, non-resident mule deer antlered muzzleloader hunt number 1371, except as proposed by the department. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
The next hunt, resident, non-resident mule deer antlered longbow archery hunt 1341. Quite a bit of discussion surrounding the season dates on this. Last year, I believe the department came in with a recommendation of August 1. Some of the concerns over antler hardening and other things caused the commission to select a date of August 8th for recommendations this year. Again, just to clean it up and go with a multiple of 5 for an opener, we went to August 10th. So this isn't a huge issue for us, and we've received a lot of input, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot about it right now.
Okay. I'll bring it back to the commission. Any comments from the commission? Commissioner Schrum?
Mr. Chairman, I had a request from Nye County Board that we move the season back to August 1st. Instead of being August 10th.
Okay. Any other commission comment? Commissioner Drew?
Yeah, I've got a fair amount of feedback on this one. I actually got an ELCO from Chris Jasmine out of Elko County. He asked me to read it all into the record, and it's pretty lengthy, but let me just hit on probably what I think is his key point, and that is that last year the season dates for hunt 1341 were shortened by 7 days. This change took away significant opportunity for Nevada sportsmen. In fact, last year close to 14,000 days of hunting opportunity were lost by removing this 1 week of the archery deer season. What he's looking at is 2,000 tags approximately by 7 days, is about 14,000 lost days. His request was to either look at returning to the August 1st start date or looking at the back end of the season, which seems a little more palatable for some of the calves, and extending that right up to the muzzleloader start date, so to be extending to September 9th.
Okay. Commissioner Wallace?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had received the same input from the Esmeralda Cab meeting. Same thing. It was shortened up, but never returned to the same length, and that was what they were looking for, was to run it until September 9th.
Okay. Any others? Okay, I can echo that. At the Clark County Cab meeting, there was the same exact concern, and their idea was to tack them on to the end of the season, 3 to 5 days. But I would assume that everybody would like to see it go to the 9th. But anyway, okay. Any other commission? Okay, I'll take it out to the public. Members of the public have any questions? Come on up, Corey.
I have to speak on behalf of myself. I've advocated this change for years. Starting August 1st, it seems like you're in the middle of the summer, number one. Horns aren't done growing, antlers aren't done growing, excuse me. Things of that nature. And when we talk in terms of loss of hunt opportunity, it's one of the longest seasons in the country. We start August 10th, and you went until September 9th. That's a what, 38 days, 31-day season. That's huge. That's a ton of opportunity. So I'd make the recommendation we go August 10 to September 9.
Paul? Jason, you're next.
For the record, Paul Dixon, Clark County Sense. I started this comment, 2.5 hours ago? I think the big thing is, at least in the archery thing here, is we've seen a decrease in the season length. And even though Corey says it's a long season, there's a lot of people that view this season as something they want to do. And depending on the weather and climate and things, people like to hunt that season all over the place. So I would really support, as Commissioner McBeth said, putting days on the back end of this just to replace what we've been slowly whittling away at a length. And if you think that 31 days is too long and we need to be shorter, then I'd like to know the biological reason. Otherwise, please extend. Thank you.
Jason?
For the record, Jason Peterson, I'd actually just like to ask the biologist a question for my own purposes. That extra 10 days in the beginning of August, how much antler growth are we really talking about? I mean, is there a considerable amount of growth or hardening in that 10 days that justifies this? I mean, I prefer to rather hunt in September anyway. I mean, it tends to start to cool off a little bit, but just curious.
I would say that it would probably vary depending on the year. In a year where you have high forage quality and maybe some summer moisture to prolong the desiccation or to prolong the active growth period of high quality forage species, you'd probably have a longer growing period. In a drought year, they'd probably be done. But and from a biological standpoint, this is a stressful time of year for the animals. The hot, dry time of year. It's believed to be more metabolically expensive for a mule deer to stay cool during the summer than it is for him to stay warm during the winter in most instances. I know some of the discussion has also been surrounding the care and loss of meat early in that August period. That was another issue that was brought up. So certainly, we're open to whatever you decide, but that August 10 to September 9 is certainly fine with us, too.
Okay. Any other? Come on up, Joe.
Joe Cream, Persian Cab. I mentioned it during the youth hunt, but I should have just said for both, but we had voted to try to move the season back to August 1st to whenever it was in September the 5th or the 9th or whatever, so that was our motion.
Okay, thanks. Any other public? Okay, bring back to Commission any comments. Commissioner Rain?
Thank you. Briefly, I'd like to first thank the department for putting it back to August the 10th. I think the meat care in the hottest season cannot be overstated. That's one thing that I see a lot of. And you get that stuff out in the hot season. I mean, yeah, it's still August 10th, but get it as late as possibly can, because a lot of people get that stuff down, and there's not much. It's so much garbage by the time they get it in. If you can get it a little later, it'd be nice, but man, it does run into every other season. The length it is here is huge. We're talking 27 days, as the department's recommending, wanting to make that 31. It's not the end of the world, but the department made a really good, reasonable suggestion. Please don't quote me on that. Microphone on?
Did you get that down? Okay. Any other comments from the Commission?
I'd take a crack at making a motion here.
Okay.
My motion would be to approve resident and non-resident mule deer antler longbow archery hunt 1341 per the department's recommendation, with the exception that all season dates ending September 5th be extended to September 9th.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay. Motion passes. Okay, now we got to go back. You want to do the restricted hunt first, or do you want to do the youth hunt?
Mr. Chairman, I think it might be easier. The 1235, I think, is going to line up more accurately with the 1331, and then we'll have some exceptions with the youth hunt. So, okay. Restricted non-resident mule deer antler at any legal weapon hunt, 1235. Last year, we implemented some early late splits in a couple of the units in Washoe County, and they were overlooked in the 1235. So some of those additions are to make the 1235 hunt consistent with the 1331 hunt. And then there's just some minor date changes consistent with the other hunts that we've already adjusted.
Okay.
The only difference I might point out is the 195, which was a Story County recommendation to go to the October 5 through October 31.
Right. Okay, so any commissioners have any comments? Are we going to go with the same unit 195 recommendation? Okay, do we got to send this out to the public? Comment on it? Any other comment? Okay, take it out to public. Any questions on 1235, restricted non-resident mule deer? Okay, seeing none. Bring back to the commission. What do you guys want to do?
I'll make a motion, antlered any legal weapon hunt 1235, take the department recommendations with the one exception of 195 be moved to October start dates similar to the
What were those dates?
131.
5th through the 31st, is that correct?
5 through 31, yeah.
October 5. Okay, we got a motion?
Second.
Okay, we got a second. Everybody understand the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Okay, so that brings us to youth.
Yep, hunt 1107, and the majority of the changes in there with respect to the archery season dates. So there's just a couple other minor changes, and those are this 194, 196, also 192, and then 195. So we'll need to make that change in 195 so it's consistent with 1235 and 1331.
Okay, bring it back to the commission. Any questions from your commission? Okay, seeing none. Any?
I do have.
Okay, go ahead.
I was looking at my calendar. October 31st is a Wednesday this year. What day do the kids have off of the 3-day weekend?
Friday.
Friday before that.
The Friday before that, so the 28th or the 26th, just as long as it encompasses that 3-day weekend.
It does.
We made sure of that.
Okay. Any questions from the public, or am I back? I lose track sometimes. Okay, no public comment. Bring it back to the commission. We need a motion then.
Move to approve hunt 1107 with the change in unit to the season in 195 as outlined by Mr. Wasley, which is October 5th through 31st for the last any legal weapon date, right?
Second.
Okay, I think we have the same issue with the archery season.
And the
We'll
archery
correspond that.
season, please repeat that.
And for every archery season that ends in September 5.
And for every archery season that ends in September 5 to mirror those to end September 9th. Perfect. As previously stated by Mr. Wasley.
Okay, so we have a second on that as well.
And the second agrees with that, yes.
Okay. Okay, so everybody, any questions on the motion? Everybody understand the motion? Okay, go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Then just for the clarification, Scott, I might have heard 11 down here. It was the 9th, September 5th through the 9th. That's what you're correct.
Yes, through the 9th.
Okay.
And the 9th gets the kids through that Sunday, which gives them an additional weekend in advance.
Okay, so we done?
Mr. Chairman.
Do we need to do the indoctrination?
We screwed this up once before, I think. Great. We missed one of these ones. You don't make quotas. We have staff make sure we didn't miss anything because we did miss them up once last time.
That was a quota.
Well, wait a second. We have the landowner thing. That's what we missed.
That's quota only.
Some quota.
The landowner tags, that's during quota. Really, the only thing we did have up, depending on what happened with the sheep indoctrinations, was the dates and the venues for the sheep indoctrinations, but we had no plans to change. They're all going to be held. So if you don't take any action, they're the same as they were. But that was the only other item.
So whether they're mandatory or not is irrespective of this. We're just nailing down the dates, is what you're saying.
Right. If you wanted to add something or take one away or something, but we didn't have any changes to change.
Let's vote.
Okay, bring it back to the commission. Any questions? Any questions from the public? Bring it back to the commission. Need a motion?
Motion to approve the 2012 Bighorn Sheep Indoctrination Course dates and locations as submitted by the department.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? Ready to call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay. We're going to keep clipping along here. We're going to be able to take any breaks. Okay, agenda item number 19, Commission Regulation